girl, you are the first woman to score something at the MCU, and you are just a badass in general. I'm so glad to see women in this lane scoring and composing. I love that so very much. What brought you to the wonderful world of Disney?
Well, honestly, I've been a huge fan of Disney growing up, so I think I manifested it my whole life. Yeah, I mean, it started out with Captain Marvel, and I did Pearl for Pixar, and I actually wrote the theme for Epcot at Disney World. So for me, Disney is a big part of my life, and this film is incredibly special to me. So it's a very special place in my heart. And thank you for what you said. That means a lot. Thank you.
Do you think you'll ditch your lane that you're in now and go over to the other lane of voicing some animated stuff?
Oh man, find me the gig and I'm there. Find it. No, yeah, as you probably know, as being a dancer, you have a journey through life, and you try to control where that's going, but sometimes it just takes you in other places. And if it's something that you love, then you just pick that up and run with it. So I've been fortunate enough to do a couple voices on the projects that I've done, and I do love that so much, but I also love my day job. It's awesome. So.
Well, your day job is awesome, and you're awesome at it, for real, for real. Pinar, you brought the funk to this. How much collaboration went into the funk and the music and the style and the genre with Zach and with the dancers?
Yeah, I mean, that was the main thing to figure out in the beginning, because we wanted to figure out the style that Art and Dot would dance to when they were younger. We wanted to feel, organic to what they would dance to, but also make it contemporary yet timeless. So once I knew the world that we were going to live in, which I love, I listen to funk and soul probably the most, to be honest. So my ear is generally filled with it. So it was really fun to be able to actually to write it, because I don't get a chance to do that often. So as soon as I knew that's what we were going to do, I was like, okay, I'm going to embrace this. And it was really fun. Well, the whole process, and work with amazing musicians who definitely brought the funk in. So
I know that you went to Berklee School of Music and you have a degree there in film scoring rather. Would you want to go back and get your master's, or are you like, I'm good?
I got it already, so I'm good.
Yes. Yay! I'm glad. I'm so glad. Would you be willing to go back and do a master class there for people specifically for women that have aspirations to do what you're doing?
I've done, so after I graduated Berklee, I got my master's in classical composition actually afterwards in LA. But then I taught at Berklee film scoring and orchestration for about 7 years. I did it online. And then just before the pandemic, that was my last trip. I went back to Boston and I gave a master class at Berklee. So that was really lovely.
Brad, you've done a lot of features. Which do you prefer? Do you prefer producing shorts, or do you prefer producing features, or does it matter?
I love them all. I mean, I fell in love with movies as a kid, and I was a projectionist in high school, where I just watched the same movie over and over again after I started them all, and did my homework. And so I just fell in love with it. And there's just something so magical. I mean, I hope it's not an overused word, but it really defines how I feel when I'm sitting in a movie theater watching a movie, especially for the first time. I'm one of those guys that can just watch a movie over and over again and find something new in it each time. So I love both features and shorts. I think that if you can tell a good story that moves people emotionally and says something positive and reinforces the positive energy in the world, then we're doing our job, and I just want to keep doing it.
You know what's funny? I'm one of those people that watches a film multiple times too, because I do always find something new. I think I've seen The Godfather like probably over 100 times. I do. I've seen it like 100 times. It's so sad. Very sad.
No, it's awesome. It's not.
I even hate to admit that. It's like, awesome. Girl, what are you doing with your life that you watching a movie that often?
Mine's The Unforgiven. I think I've watched it 200 times. I don't know why. There's just something about it. I don't understand.
Is there a movie that you've watched multiple times, Pinar?
Okay, I don't know if I should publicly. Well, actually, it's kind of appropriate, I guess. Dirty Dancing.
Wow.
Yes, I've seen it a million
Why?
times too, girl. What about how when she's dancing up those steps? What?
I know.
I love it.
What?
I can quote it blind, and I can probably do it in Turkish and English because I watched it in English.
No. Oh my God. Does it? Okay, so you've seen it in Turkish and English. When you watch it in Turkish, does it feel different, or is the vibe still the same?
I mean, now watching it back, it's ridiculous because they dub it like in a really odd kind of way, and it's the 80s. It just sounds weird. But growing up in the 80s, it was like I didn't know any different, and I didn't know English at the time either. So that's the version I knew. Now it doesn't work for me, but yeah.
Well, this has been such a treat and such a joy to talk to y'all. Thank you so much for giving me your time today. I really appreciate it. I can't wait for people to see this. They're going to love it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So much.
So great meeting you. Thanks
Great
for your
meeting you.
energy. Thanks for your energy today. That was
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. Bye.
Bye, Carla.
To keep up with the Curvy Critic, like our page here, click that subscribe button, and click that bell for notifications. Love, peace, and hair.